broken toilet seat incident. This is being recorded March 12th, 2019. The occurrence was fall session 1975 at Camp Howard Outdoor School. It took place inside the dining hall just before recreation time. Students were all back in their cabins, and there's just a few people in the dining hall. The people involved, number one was Digger, the camp director, also known as Rudy Bohm. Next one involved was Rhoda, animal study specialist. Her real name was Rhoda Landells. She taught animal resource, but she was also Digger's best right-hand man. She was in her late 50s, early 60s at the time, and she'd been around. She'd done a lot of things and spent a lot of time working outdoors, different programs. I was involved on the periphery. At the time, I was known as Cletus. Of course, my real name is Jack Lynch. I was a senior staff member up there, Rhoda's assistant, Digger's assistant. There had been a number of toilet seats that had been broken. This camp used toilet seats that were made out of wood. They weren't plastic covered or painted, they were just plain wood. The wood was old, it was very dry, and most of these toilet seats were cracked. There's a couple of them that were in the shower house, in the boys' side of the shower house, that if you didn't sit right on it, that crack would pinch your butt, and it was very acute. There had been some toilet seats broken. Digger wanted to know who done it. We hadn't been able to find out until a junior counselor saw two boys jump down on one of these toilet seats and bust it. This was in the afternoon, just before recreation time. The counselor brought the boys up to the dining hall. There was just Digger and Rhoda there talking. Brought them in, let Digger know that these are the guys that were breaking the toilet seats. Digger had a chat with them. Usually Digger could get a person to crack, a student to crack. They'd cry out of just fear of the camp director chatting with them. And Digger was talking to them about the toilet seats and got it out of them that, yeah, they'd broken them. And yeah, it's funny. One child, one sixth grade student, he was sorry that he did it. The other one was defiant. He didn't care. There's nothing anyone could do to him. I guess he had a reputation to keep up with the other students. Digger worked him and worked him and worked him as far as saying stuff, getting things out of him, trying to make him break so that he could be sure that student wasn't going to pull that stuff anymore, and it wasn't going anywhere. I'd walked in the middle of it, and I stayed way back. I had no business being up close there. I wasn't the one running the interrogation, so it was better off that I just stay back out of the way and not get involved. Digger looked over at me, and he had this look in his eye. I knew it. He had an idea. So in his next breath to those students, he says, you know, I think I've got the right punishment for you guys. I think you guys are going to wear toilet seats around your neck for the day so everybody knows who you are and what you did. The one student was really sorry. He started to whimper a little bit. The other student, he was more defiant than ever. Digger played his top card, and it wasn't getting him what he wanted. But there stood Rhoda, very solemn, very thoughtful, leaned over to Digger quietly, but not whispering, but quietly said, well, Mr. Digger, should these be the old toilet seats that they wear, or do you want me to get the new ones? It sunk in. That kid that was defiant realized that something really bad was going to happen to make him look foolish. He started to cry. Rhoda just about broke down and started to laugh. She turned around and headed over to the office area. I couldn't hardly hold it. I backed out the door, and there was Digger left, holding his composure, putting the boys' feet to the fire. There were no more broken toilet seats.